Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out.
Hello, hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. It's Girls' Day. We've got a lot of stuff to talk about, but first, before anything else, well, before, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. But before everything else, Lil, you wanted to show Ryan something on the previous show.
Yes, and my camera is not working because it's being stupid.
Oh, no. Now you're making me, like, wait? You tell me there's a surprise? There's something you want to show me?
Yeah.
And now you make me sit here waiting with anticipation on the edge of my seat? How dare you? How dare you?
I might just
It's so rude.
I expected better from you.
I know. Oh,
I hate waiting.
Hang on. Let me reload the page real quick, see if that helps.
What is it, like Christmas or something? Oh, goodness. Well, while we wait on that, another thing that came up on the previous show is that the Charlie Kirk shirt, which it's a weird thing, right? So I just did a live about this yesterday evening, like hours ago. I did a live specifically about this.
Oh.
So it's not just the teachers in Arizona. There were a few different places where people wore that shirt because that shirt, this problem solved shirt, has been a thing in circulation since at least 2006. And it's just so wild to me that people are like, oh, well, it's clearly about Charlie. It says problem solved. So it's the MAGA people seeing the shirt and thinking problem means Charlie. It's them the ones doing that.
Projecting. Yeah, because when you search it, a ton of shirts come up. So it's obviously something that's been produced by many different, like a couple different brands pop up when I search for it. So
I
that's
hate
been out
this
and about
camera.
for a while. Oh
For a
no, it's
long
not
time.
working still.
No, I might have to reboot because my computer's being stupid.
Mm. Yeah, I don't know how much longer I can wait, Lilith.
Ah,
I'm just messing with you, you know. I'm
Our
messing-
I was
clocks
about
are
to
all
say, like, my computer reboots really fast. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I'm gonna
I
reboot.
have no patience and I hate waiting.
and
Sorry.
a rent I wore the wrong shirt for that. Well, it's a dress. I felt cheeky and I decided to wear my size 0 dress because I'm like, partly I need more self-confidence and partly it's a reminder that I have made so much progress. And so I'm like, fuck it, we're doing this today.
It's a big
Even though it's
accomplishment.
basically invisible against my void. Ooh,
Yeah,
it's an
you do
invisible
kind of blend. I will say it's
Yeah.
hard to see, but you feel good and that radiates through. So that's what matters. The beauty shines through.
Ah,
Ah, I hear the angels singing now.
I know. Oh, holy night. Nope. We're not doing Christmas stuff yet. It's not time.
Oh, now that you said that, I guarantee. Have you ever played the Wham Christmas? I think it's called. Or no,
There's a
or is it
radio station near me called WHAM. So when I hear Wham Christmas, I think of like their entire 7 songs they play over and over for a month.
Oh, right. Duh. Well, I'm thinking of George Michael Wham. And
Is
there's a
that
song.
Last Christmas I Gave You My Heart song that's been
Yes,
covered 40,000 times?
exactly. So
You could
we
play
play
covers
this.
of that song back to back for the entire month of
Oh
December
yeah.
and never repeat once.
Oh yeah, you hear like every version of every Christmas carol, of every Christmas song that was ever made. There's just somebody who's done a version of it, and it kind of drives me like, please, can we have some new
Mhm.
Christmas song? But the Wham, the last Christmas, we play a game, and if you're out and about shopping, whatever, if you hear the song played, you're out, like you're out of the game. So it's like a Wham Christmas. So you see who can last longest because every time you're out, they play that damn song. And I actually like the song, but everybody gets whammed. If you go
I
out, you
didn't
get whammed.
mind the song until I did uh, basically a mini Comic Con, but it was around Christmas. And so like I'm running this booth inside a public facing venue. It happened to be a zoo. They were doing like a zoo Christmas thing, whatever. They had like 8 songs over and over and over and over. And if I ever hear any of them again, I'm gonna kill a bitch. I'm just gonna start
I
stabbing
don't
people.
I do well, I might not go that far, but I do not I don't blame you. It is so it just drives me crazy. There's plenty of songs out there. They're just probably not as well known that you could play, or just play some mild 80s or something in between.
I
Don't
fucking
kill
the
us.
classical like actual Christmas carols, right? Like the stuff from the 19th century. That's all fine. It's even in English. Like you don't have to play foreign language pieces. Like there's
Oh,
so
true.
much music. We don't have to play the same 10 songs and nothing else ever. They're not even traditional. They're from the mid 20th century.
I don't get it. I guess it's tradition.
I mean, it is for baby boomers because the songs came out when they were 9.
Mm,
Fucking hell.
there's that. Hello.
So you were saying about tattoos on fingers? That used to be a heart.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, now it's like
A collection of pixels.
it looks.
Yeah, now
It's like the top. It's like the dip, and then like half of a heart. But it used to be a red heart with little squigglies on the side. Like hang on, I'll draw it real quick. What?
Did the other half fall off?
No, it just wore off.
it just fades because
Yeah,
I mean, you wash your hands all the time. How is it not gonna fade?
Well, I
And that's
mean,
it used to look
I
like
got
that.
yeah.
this when I was
That's cute.
18 and it's still there.
Yeah, but like realistically, if you shower, let's just say, okay, if you shower every day, but some people shower every other
Yeah.
day or every whatever, but you wash your hand. I wash my hands all the fracking time. I can't help but wash my hands. So
It's
for me, it's just
well,
not
even then, it's
practical.
just the skin on your hands.
Thinner.
Then it renews itself so fast that it's
Oh,
really hard. My
that makes sense.
ex-husband, my first husband, who got it too, he has like 3 dots, and that's all that stuck. And it used to be solid black outline and colored in red, and within about 4 or 5 months, the red was completely gone.
Mm,
So,
yeah.
hi, Pixie.
Yep.
Imagine having a tattoo. I've seen people with tattoos that are like the little spinny of loading wheel thing. But what if
Yeah.
it was like just the 3 dots? Like a message is coming, but it's not here,
Right.
right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'd
So
find that
funny.
amusing.
It's so funny what today we all know what it means,
Mm-hmm.
but will that be the same? Like to those who are digging up our bones going, well, what is this fossil? What's this? What are these dots? What is that? What could that mean?
I just wonder. Yeah, all these
I
strange
don't
symbols.
know.
Why does everyone have semicolons from this era? Why
Yeah,
are they
It
really
doesn't
into
make
punctuation?
sense.
one wonders.
Mhm. It makes me wonder how much of past cultures we're misunderstanding because we're seeing things and trying to take them literally. Like we'll find, inscribed fishes in places, and we're like, oh, well, this must be a Jesus thing because Alpha Omega, I guess, which doesn't actually work, but there's a whole history behind that. Never mind. We're
Yeah.
looking at the symbols and we're going, what could this literally mean? When maybe it's just a first century version of 6-7. It's just something there to have something there.
Don't know. Who's to
Or
say?
maybe it does have a contextual meaning, like the semicolon does for our time period.
Mm-hmm.
And people just don't know, or safety pins. What if there's no safety pins in the future? And then they find all these archaeological safety pins, and they're like, what is up with these people? Why
Yeah.
the fuck are they doing? It's pretty wild. But I
Hmm.
do have there's a bunch more wild stuff going on. Speaking of the show I did last night, I also did another new show in the evening. It was another shorter vertical live, and I simulcast that one. That was called Transfactually. It was the first episode. I'm trying that out. Talking about trans and intersex topics in a way designed to elevate the discourse. And it'll be a call-in show when it works properly, but it did not work properly at first try. I broadcast that on TikTok as well as I live streamed both. I got banned from TikTok. Oops.
Are you effing kidding me?
Well, I didn't get banned. They just revoked my ability to do lives on TikTok. I'm not sure if it was because of the topic or because I mentioned that I was streaming on TikTok and YouTube and they don't like that. They didn't say. They just said, you violated our terms and your live streaming has been suspended. I'm like, awesome. I got banned on TikTok. It's kind of like, I need a feather to stick in my cap,
It's
Yeah,
really
I
hard
don't
to
even
say.
use
Really
TikTok.
hard to say.
I refuse to.
With the changes happening now that TikTok's been bought out, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it was because of the topic, but I don't want to. Not going to comment, but
I don't know. I mean, my channel over there hasn't been blocked completely, but I haven't uploaded anything in like a month or two, so I don't
Yeah.
know. But I'm a very explicitly trans over there too. So, like, the thing is, intersex and transgender spreader of nerdery isn't like that is my bio. I put nerdy stuff over there too because of the Comic Cons. But speaking of the show last night, the In Other News, I found out a couple interesting things. First of all, I'm getting a bunch of downvotes on that one because Charlie, whatever. I don't know. People don't say. I only got one comment from a person who clearly did not watch the video. They were like, well, the teachers were fired because they said Charlie's a Nazi. I'm like, you have no idea what you're talking about. Classic MAGA, just making shit up, but whatever.
right.
Also, people they sent something I saw after the show when I looked at the stream data thing. People sent jewels, which apparently is like super stickers, but for vertical lives. And the people who were being the most bigoted, like, there was one person in the beginning who sent like 900 jewels, which I guess equates to a $9 super sticker. But after that, the people who sent the most jewels were the ones saying the most hateful shit. I don't know. It's wild, but yeah, we're learning stuff about a new format. It's fun. And speaking of new stuff,
Nice.
I also teased on the damn show earlier. I have a new clip in our giant supercut of apologist awfulness. See if you can spot it.
Oh, fun.
I have a problem with this stuff being normalized across the spectrum, and specifically, like, why push this on kids? Why introduce this to kids?
I am a depraved wretch. I am a great sinner. I'm a worm, completely undeserving of any love or any grace. I'm nothing. I'm nothing.
You're incapable of being a good person. You're an evil person. You're a terrible person. At the core fabric of who you are. That's why we need laws. We need laws because we're bad people. All of us are bad people.
You can't spell Pride Month without demon. PRIDEMONTH.
If we don't know who the women are, because they are just people, then we won't be able to pull the women up to equality with men.
We have to try to limit the harm. And that means reducing or keeping down the number of people who transition. And that's for two reasons. One of them is that every one of those people is a person who's been damaged. But the second one is every one of those people is basically, you know, a huge problem to a sane world.
Transgenderism must be eradicated.
The LGBT, transgender, grooming our children's minds is a national security threat. We need to hold people for treason, start having some public hearings, and start executing people.
I will use whatever gives me victory. I don't care about the truth, and I don't care about the law. I care about one thing, the control.
But then they rigged the election, and now we won, so I'm going to be your president.
Then what happened is they rigged the election, and I became president, so that was a good thing.
I just want to say I feel good about the Republican Party. I feel good about where we're going as a nation. We're killing all the right people, and we're cutting your taxes.
It was actually a tremendous blessing to these children for them to be killed and go to heaven and be with God.
Stop letting people pressure you into thinking.
I want to be ignorant, honestly.
Being a Christian doesn't exclude us from experiencing spiritual dryness.
And if you want to avoid spiritual dryness, you know what to do, folks. You head over to Epic Water Filters, enter code EMBER15 for 15% off. But we're not going to do that right now. I think Ruslan was right. They are all bad people, all of them, because we're killing the right people and cutting your taxes. That was from 2 days ago. Holy fuck.
Mean? What does that even mean?
I have demons in my computer. That's the only conclusion I.
You caught it from Chris's stream. Just saying.
Is it the tech demons or is it the Pride Month demons? Because we do both around these parts.
Oh, well, it's a toss-up.
Let's play catch with the demons. The demons. Oh no.
Is that Lindsey Graham or?
Of course it's Lindsey Graham.
Yeah. Oh God.
Who else would get on camera in 2025 and openly? Okay, apparently all of them would, but yes, it's Lindsey Graham.
So emboldened. The rhetoric is the way that they are so blatantly homophobic, Islamophobic, racist, I hating immigrants. I can't. It's not
even hate. It's not even fear. It's we are killing them and we're proud of it.
Right.
This is what I meant. I said in the side chat on the previous show. It's wild to me that the liberals are the conservative ones because everybody on the right is so fucking radical There's no respect for our customs, our tradition, our laws, our understanding of human dignity. They spent decades standing on this soapbox of human dignity, and now they're doing their level best to make life worthless and just kill everybody. Who cares? There's no morals in it. The objective morality people think there's no morals at all. We should just kill fucking hell. This country's not safe, folks.
No.
But they'll say that we are the ones who are spreading the violent rhetoric. We're the ones encouraging all this. You know, us saying we deserve equal rights somehow is violent. Although it's violent to them because then
you
they
brought
won't
this
have
on
to step
yourself
on.
for wanting to be able to vote.
Yeah. One thing that I have seen, though, from a lot of people who would normally be considered moderates, though, is I've seen a lot of them, because especially the far right and the red hats and all that have gone so crazy with they're the violent ones, blah, 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 blah. Like, they've gone so hard, so fast that a lot of the moderates are like, I don't think that's happening, dude. And they're not buying into it like they would have even a couple years ago. So that's at least encouraging that not everybody is being stupid.
There are some Republicans who held the line the entire time. They're like, no, these are the things I stand for, and that's what I stand for. I don't care what the rest of you idiots do.
Yeah.
And, glory to their houses for that. But more and more people, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's a great example. She is a fantastic example to show how people can change. In fact, we can do a comparison. It's almost a Shakespearean comedy between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Nancy Mace, right? Like Nancy Mace came into office. I will defend LGBT rights. I will defend women's rights. I will defend the freedom of the individual. This is the Republican thing to do. Watch the random noises, Lil.
Sorry.
We just got attacked by a garbage disposal in our speakers.
Oh,
I am so sorry. Yeah, I had to move some so I could stretch my leg out. Sorry.
Oh, goodness. So yeah, Nancy Mace started, I'm going to defend individual liberties and oppressed groups and whatnot, because that's what being a Republican means. And today she's like, women need to have their underwear checked to make sure they're using the right bathroom. We need to see her birth certificate. We need a DNA test. Like, she's not just oppressing minority groups. She's oppressing women too. Amazing. Yeah. Super job, Nancy. But Marjorie Taylor Greene is going the other direction. She went from QAnon space lasers and the school shootings are fake somehow to we need to believe the Epstein victims and we cannot trust Donald Trump.
Yeah.
They're just it's an X. Their evolution.
Character arc is she changing as a person? Is she kind of coming to her senses as she is watching her party devolve into their truest form? Is she finally rising up out of those ashes and saying, oh gosh, yeah, I have some changes to do? Or is she campaigning at all? I just hope that this is, because I changed, so I know that it's possible. I don't doubt that people can change. She's saying a lot of good things. She's saying far much better things than some of the freaking Democrats I voted for. You know what I'm saying?
I don't believe she's a good person. I believe she has found her bottom, and that's as far as she goes. Like, she's a real person, and I don't think she's intelligent enough, honestly, to do the politician thing and say shit she doesn't believe to pander to voters. She cannot achieve that level of sophistication. She says stupid shit. She's going to continue to say stupid shit, but she found that point where she cannot go with them any farther. And I believe it's because she herself has been a victim.
Well, she said she's disappointed with the men in the Republican Party. And that is something that I've been waiting for the women to say. How are you not saying, why are you not getting with the good men of the Republican Party to get with the dudes who are saying the horrific stuff and wanting to take our rights away in the Republican Party?
Yeah. And I mean, one thing that I've been watching her for years, kind of my job, but I've been watching her for years. And I think it's some of that, but I also think some of it is she is very clearly seeing where the tide is going and is trying to distance herself from it. She's going to be one of the people in 20 years that are like, I was never part of that. I was always just kind of on the fringe and I was just campaigning when I was saying all that. So, but she still does the crap um, like the government controls the stinking weather and hurricanes. She still does the
Yes.
Jewish space laser crap. So it's not it's definitely not that she's completely taking her. I think it's more that she sees where the tide is going and trying to find an exit ramp. So at least when this is all said and done, she doesn't look as bad as some of the other people.
Well, that would be a start, at least. I mean, if your standard is not looking as bad, holy shit.
Yeah.
But there is some resistance, even if it's minor, meager, and done by stupid people, and so that's a start. But that brings us to today's topic: survivors.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever else you may say, Marjorie Green is a survivor, and it has shaped her experience, how she operates, and what she does. And that's broadly speaking true for a lot of us. In fact, I dare say all of us. Every single person here today, alive in the present moment, has gone through and survived at least a few major life-changing traumas. So to get us to set the stage, I've brought a clip from another show, one of my shows, but it's from a year or two ago, something like that. Anyway, it's 2 minutes long. Check this out. I promised you guys a story about broken things being made better.
Yeah.
Back in high school, I got drafted onto the Science Olympiad team. One of my events was building an airplane. They give you balsa wood and tissue paper and a rubber band and a propeller, and here you go. And the school whose plane stays aloft the longest wins, right? And then you get rankings, first place, second place, third place, and so forth. We had no idea what we were doing. So the first few tries, it would crash into a wall, or it would crash into the floor, or the fuselage would snap because we overwound the rubber band, or etc. But I noticed every time we fixed it, it flew a little better. And every one of those breaks, that became the strongest point, because now it was just balsa wood and the wood glue. And gradually, it became stronger and stronger, better and better. It did the job more effectively on the way to the state competition. One of the teachers happened to be standing at the front of the bus, and the bus driver slammed on the brakes, and he just kind of went whump into a seat right on top of our plane. Every piece was broken in multiple places. We rushed into the back room, and I started to work with the wood glue, and my partner went to go find a hairdryer because somebody had to have one. And we did what we could. It was a rush surgery situation. Get to the event. That plane stayed in the air, no test flights, for 30 minutes. We shattered the record for that event. And the moral to this very, very long story is that being broken doesn't necessarily make you lesser, because it gives you the opportunity to rebuild and make your weakest points your strongest points, and eventually recreate yourself into something better than you ever could have imagined at the beginning. So yeah, the shit we've survived, you know, I wouldn't wish the stuff that most of us have gone through on anybody.
Yeah.
But I can't deny that the shit I've gone through has made me who I am. It's some of it I could have lived without, for sure, but some of it was critical to shift the narrative of my life story, you might say.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have very mixed feels about several things I've gone through, but I do believe that I and most of you are stronger, smarter, wiser, more observant, and more resilient because of the shit we've had to go through.
Yeah. I completely agree. Yeah.
I do. There's that Japanese pottery where if the porcelain breaks, they repair it with the gold. And I don't know if it makes it stronger. I don't know that, but I know it makes it more beautiful and unique.
Yeah, and it shows off it's gorgeous and it shows off the
Yeah.
cracks, and yeah, it's really the funny thing about that is I actually got a was going to use for a dog treat jar, and it got completely shattered during shipping. But when I opened it up, like the shards were actually pretty big. I'm like, I wonder if I could do that for a
Yeah.
craft project.
Right? Why not? Fix it.
But yeah, I mean, like I've talked on here about some of the stuff that I've gone through. Like my first husband was abusive in just about every way imaginable, and until I finally got bigger than him, and then he stopped doing that. Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Kintsugi. Kintsugi. Yeah, it's so beautiful.
I love it for a whole bunch of reasons. It's not just saving something that's broken. It's not just adding beauty where there would be scars. Like it's making the scars beautiful, but it's also like it's adding something unique. Like a crafter, an artist can make a thing, but they can make dozens and dozens of those things. But where each piece breaks is unique. So now it's art that's been arted twice. A second person has laid their hand to this piece to create something even better than there was before. It's been cared for. It's a symbol of love for the thing in some way at least. And it just there's so much meaning. It's like the anthropologists talk about with finding ancient bones that have been broken, right?
Yeah.
Because it demonstrates that the people back then, they may not have had modern science or physician's arts or whatever, but they cared for each other. And the people who had a broken part were able to survive long enough for it to heal, even badly.
There's
People
also
weren't disposable
there's
then.
there's also that cave, and I want to say it was Georgia, but I could be wrong, in the country Georgia, where they basically found one of the early hominids they found was a guy. It was a Homo erectus, had no teeth at all, and it was obvious from the way that his teeth were that he had not had teeth for several years at least, which means this was an old guy. Somebody had to basically go out and make sure that he had food to eat and care for him and make sure, like, it's one of those things, like, it's like this kind of community goes back into our history as long as we've been humans. Where, like, this guy was very obviously taken care of. They had to make sure that this guy had soft food to eat so he could actually eat, and he lived for years. But one thing that also reminds me of about taking something that's been broken beautiful, we had a family friend that had breast cancer and had to get because of insurance and other stuff, could only get one mastectomy. She couldn't get them both because one was fine, one wasn't. But what she did is she went to a tattoo artist and she got this really gorgeous, like it's like flowers all the way down. And then once the tattoo artist found out why she wanted it, did it for free, and it's about a $20,000 piece. So
wow,
there's a few tattoo artists around the country who do that for breast cancer survivors, where it's the same thing. It's taking what's broken and not trying to hide it, but highlighting that it can still be beautiful anyway.
I mean,
arguably more so.
Yeah, I mean, I've got scars. I wear my scars are they tell the story of where I've been and what I've done. So,
right?
It's
War stories.
Yeah, pretty much. If I have a scar, I better have a good story behind it. I usually do. So,
I'm somewhat amused in that my biggest, most recent scars aren't from the attack in January or from the baby in August. It's from marching in the Pride Parade in June.
Hey,
because I wore high top shoes and didn't, because I'm new, right? I didn't grow up learning about all the things that I need to know. So I wore high top shoes with short socks and then went on a parade that was a few miles long, and they cut into my ankles and they're
rubbed. Yeah. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, bad news. That hurts.
Yeah.
Oh.
The dangers of this gender specific bullshit. We're not gonna teach kids about how to, wear high top shoes because that would be gay or something. Fucking hell. Fucking hell. The author, Jay Wolf, not the author of this piece, the author of a book that this author is referencing, says the story of kintsugi, this style of pottery, may be the most perfect embodiment of all our trauma-shattered lives. Instead of throwing away the broken, beloved pottery, we'll fix it in a way that doesn't pretend it hasn't been broken, but honors the breaking, and more so, the surviving, by highlighting those repaired seams with gold lacquer. Now the object is functional once again and dignified, not discarded. It's stronger and even more valuable because of its reinforced golden scars.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Love that.
And that's
Yeah.
one thing that's also one thing that I love about like crafting and stuff, because if something, if like for me, if something gets broken, it is hard to get me to throw it away because I just might use that. Like all of my female relatives know if they either don't like a necklace, they lose an earring or something like that, give it to me. I will find something to use it
Right.
for.
Give me your baubles, people. Give me your baubles. I will
All your
take them.
baubles. And
Oh my
sweaters,
gosh.
because I will use the yarn from them.
Now that's a novel. Yeah, that's a very smart idea. If you go to like Goodwill and you find an authentic like wool sweater or some, you can just
Yeah. And yarn
something in.
is so damn expensive now. Like it's ridiculously expensive. Like even the brands I used to get, that there's one brand that I get that was about $4 a thing. Gave you a pretty decent amount, soft, washes well, knits up great. Oh my god, it's so much more expensive now. I'm just like, I don't want to pay like $7 for yarn anymore.
I know, they ruin it for everybody. The best thing you can do is just try to find a swap. If there's a swap in your area and people are willing to, swap crafts or, something might be you have, they want, like if there's a Facebook group. But
Are they gentrifying crafting?
No tariffs.
Yeah,
Oh,
unfortunately.
okay, just tariffs. I'm
Yeah.
like, what?
No, it's tariffs. And then of course Joann's
Not for
closed,
you anymore.
which Joann's was like the best place anywhere remotely close to me to get fabric at. I literally have one store, and it's the one store I won't shop at. So it's like that, and like Walmart, which never has anything.
Mm.
And I don't like
You know
Walmart.
what Walmart does have?
Does
Turning
not.
Point USA shirts that aren't produced that are produced by scammers from overseas. They're
Yeah.
not Turning Point USA shirts. They
And
sell
I
the Turning Point
I
USA shirts, but the
absolutely
money
hate
goes
Walmart.
to scammers.
Yeah, I absolutely hate Walmart, but to be frank, in my area, I have two choices. I have Walmart and I have Amazon. Those are about the only two options I've got. So it's like I got to pick
Yeah.
which horrendous company I'm going to support, because it's
Unfortunately, they have us over a barrel with that, don't they? We don't really have much of a choice if we want to
yeah.
buy
I mean,
something.
where I live, if I want to go to a store that's not Walmart or Lowe's, I literally have to drive about 45 minutes. And I
They
just,
got
with
us.
gas like it is, and I unfortunately drive an older SUV, so it's horrible on gas mileage. That's just not a possibility.
Well, that's where they got us with convenience, right? They make it so they out or underprice, I guess you could say, the local grocer or store
Yeah.
owner, and eventually they take over. And now that's kind of where we went wrong, but where we thought we were going right. And now we're stuck with a company that underpays people, and they're the ones who are able to suckle the teat from our government by getting them on both ends. They're getting them by not paying their workers enough, so their workers have to have SNAP benefits, but also too, like those SNAP benefits are more often spent in Walmart. Like a
Yeah.
huge portion of their business comes from
Company store
SNAP.
kind of thing, for
So
sure.
they're like profiting off of their own
They're
iniquity
using
that
the government to subsidize their crappy wages.
Socialism for corporations. All right, I got a detour for a second because all
Sorry.
this talk
Sorry.
of mastectomies and healing from broken stuff and being frank reminded me of a thing. So this
Oh,
should be
God.
fun.
Oh,
What could
no.
possibly go wrong?
Heard of gynecomastia?
I had it.
And okay, so did you have that fixed?
Yes, I did.
And did that make you feel affirmed in your gender?
It had nothing to do with my gender. Okay. So it had to do with it had to do with the fact that it looked really odd.
You just said that having that surgery made you feel better about yourself.
That has nothing to do with transgender surgery. I was having breast tissue removed. Okay. I was always a man.
That's the actual point, Frank. You had a natural sex characteristic, perfectly healthy tissue that made you feel really, really wrong. So you fixed it by having a surgery to bring your body into line with who you know yourself to be. Welcome to the club.
I love that.
Oh God, I forgot Past Ember was in there.
Past
I mean,
Ember is awesome.
he's not
though.
wrong,
Said.
but I just dysphoria off the fucking meter. Like, damn it. Wowzers. But yes, Frank has had gender affirming care. A lot of these fuckers have had gender affirming care. But that, I mean, that's not the subject of today's episode. I think it's hilarious how Frank is like, yeah, I've had top surgery. What's your point?
It made me feel more like a man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like Elon has had various masculinization procedures, including hair transplants and shit. Matt Walsh has attempted to have a jaw built. Joanne Rowling has had her whole fucking face redone.
Sheesh.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, on
all
nerve.
of these fuckers, they're all using gender affirming care.
But you call other people out. But don't bother to look in the mirror at what you're
You
doing
have
to
to accept
yourself.
your body the way it is.
Okay, yeah, like let's not forget about the lengths that the orange mango goes through to look what he thinks is manly, and he is wearing more makeup than literally just about anybody on the planet.
Hi, baby.
I know. He's the reason makeup is so fucking expensive, because even though he's the orange flavor, it all uses the same base. It's just a color additive. So he is single-handedly driving up
orange.
I mean, also the tariffs, but
Like, oh my god, like I don't even know where. Yeah. Like I don't think I've ever even seen makeup in that color orange except for maybe eyeshadow and maybe some paint. Maybe it's paint. Maybe that's what he's doing. It's just painted on.
Baby Ember.
I don't like it. I'm very uncomfortable. Brenly is here. Brenly, I want to show you the new ad. I don't know. We have a sponsor here, and I don't have a really good segue to work with. Something along the lines of "If you want to get wet" would be delightful, but I don't have such a thing. So I'll just show you the damn ad. It's 60 seconds. Hold on. Hey folks, I've been working hard on my health, and so far I've lost over 140 pounds. A huge part of good health is hydration. That's why I'm thrilled to partner with Epic Water Filters. Check this out. Not only can you say goodbye to expensive bottled water, but these filters are made in the US, so no tariffs, and they're made to fit your life. From these lovely pitchers I can fill from, to sink units, to portable filters that fit in your reusable bottle. With Epic, I can refill from nature's water sources and not have to worry about bacteria and whatnot. But also, send back a used filter to be responsibly recycled, and they'll send you a free replacement, saving you and the earth even more. Want to save a ton of money, be healthier, and build a better world? Head to epicwaterfilters.com and enter code EMBER15 at checkout for 15% off. Don't settle for random water. Upgrade to Epic.
That's that wet water.
It's the wettest.
The wettest.
The
You
wettest.
want to get wettest.
I guess one plus is that Frank Turek clip. You can really see the weight loss. Like I'd already started by that point, but like between then and now, holy shit. I mean, again, I'm wearing a size 0 today,
You
folks.
fit into sizes that I have not fit into since I was 12.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I ever.
The
I mean, I
envy
measured
is strong.
I measured my weight. So I have a measure so I can make sure shit actually will fit me, right? And I measure my waist. Well, I measure all my measurement. I'm flustered. Forgive me. My waist is what it was when I was in middle school.
Well
And I'm
done.
like, cool. I mean, I look in the mirror and I'm still not happy with it. Like, I still see a fat girl, but I have evidence to the contrary, if that makes
Mm,
sense.
yeah. Yeah.
Say
Sometimes
what
your
you
mind doesn't adjust to what the reality is, you know?
It's so weird. Like, oh, okay, so my feet have actually changed size. I used to wear a men's size 14. 14. Now I wear a women's size 9.
What?
And I look at my feet and they look exactly the same. But then I put them in a size 9 shoe, and then there's like this weird like quantum physics superposition thing, and suddenly pop, my feet are the size to fit in that shoe, as
Well,
long
we
as I
get
can't
their
see
shoes
them.
at least. I've always had big feet.
What the
Though. Like
fuck?
my feet went from when I was pregnant with my youngest, I was about a 10, and then it dropped to a 9.5, and now I'm down to a 9. I don't know exactly how that happened, but it did. Can I do one self promo thing real quick? Because I'm really excited about it.
You know, we do enjoy plugging our friends around here.
Me
Wait,
and Jen.
it sounded. Go ahead.
Well, you might have to take me out to dinner first.
Whoa.
Worth it.
No, me and Jess did a live stream yesterday. We did on her channel because live streaming can be hard at times, but I went ahead and uploaded it to my channel. If you would go over to my channel and give it a watch and a like, I would greatly appreciate it. And when I get to 100 subscribers, I'll do like a AMA style live stream thing for some crap that I've got going on somewhere.
Yeah, if you're not subscribed yet, you should be. So why don't you do it?
It's probably
right there.
Weekly thing.
Okay, it's not visible when I do that, but it's right there on Lil's banner, Lil of All Trades. Go to Lil of All Trades. Also, go to Jess's. Like, so go to betterthenumber.com, and there's links for all these people. Like, the left hand is all of the skeptical humanist creators, the science friends that I know of. On the right side is the cast of Job and Jugs, including both of these people and at the others. Like, there's so many cool people. You should be subscribed to all of them, and you should be watching the shit that they produce, including the shit I produce. Like, obviously, of course, because I do go live randomly from time to time. It's not just the scheduled shows. The last 2 nights, I've done 2 random unscheduled vertical live.
And
So
I
make
didn't get
sure
an alert.
you've got the notifications turned on and things. But I did want to, it's actually in my notes to bring up the stream that you did with Jess, because I've been a big fan of the arts for a very long time. You know, I before photography even, I was doing graphic art. I was doing webcomics before you could even transmit images over the internet. I figured out how to turn a bitmap file into an ASCII file, and then I would publish bitmap images on text billboards as text with instructions for how to turn them back into bitmaps so people could see the images. It was fucking what? So I've been in the arts a very long time. A lot of fellow artists believe that beauty always involves an element of pain, whether it's loss or longing or nostalgia or something. What is your take on this sort of thing? Does art come from pain? Does beauty depend on the acknowledgement of some kind of pain?
I think it can inform it. Like it's one of those things that it just kind of like goes into it. Like I've had a lot of crap. Like I've had a lot of good in my life. I've had a lot of really shitty stuff in my life. I like creating pretty things. Like if you would just for instance, a stream yesterday, I'm doing this box and I'm making it all mermaidy and like marbly, and it's if you know me as my typical wear black like old school goth thing, doesn't fit my aesthetic at all. But that's the kind of stuff I like. Like my L, I love this thing. This is yeah. Here. Well, if I can get it untangled, that would be good.
It doesn't want to go.
Oh, that's where you wrap the cord around the like nail or whatever.
Yeah, I did, and it fell off. But yeah, but like, yeah, and it's all like rainbowy from the corner to, and it's just not normally what you would expect.
Yeah, how did you get the gradient to happen while you were like going from point to point like that?
I used a ton of different yarn, a ton of different embroidery thread for it. Like you can't. I tied it very, very close to the nail and then cut it.
So you can't even see where it ends. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Well done.
you can kind of see where that one ends right there.
Oh yeah.
But when it's like that, it's underneath the other stuff.
Yeah.
Really cool, Lil. I like
that's
that.
way more work than it looks like on the surface just to make the thing work the way you want it to. That's neat.
Gotta go, guys. Love you. Bye.
Thanks for coming, Ryan.
Say hi to
Everybody make
Pickles.
sure you
Treats for
subscribe.
pickles. Treats for pickles. And treats for Daggin. I see you. Bye. Treats for Daggin too.
Doodle. Yep, Ryan is also in the links I just mentioned over at betterthanumber.com, but you can find her on YouTube at A Goddess and also catch her on a bunch of other shows. And I mean a bunch of other shows. I had no fucking idea how many shows Ryan did until she let me into her StreamYard. So many channels. Holy shit.
Ryan
But I digress. So when you make stuff like that, for me, when I put together art, at first I rejected that idea that art comes from pain, but then I noticed, and I don't think it always necessarily has to. Sometimes it's a total lack of pain. Like you see a beautiful sunrise and you're not suffering, or a sunset even. Where I live, we get the second best sunsets in the world when it's not overcast. And it's nice to just be there completely in the moment and see something beautiful.
Yeah.
You know? But there is a lot of this, taking suffering and turning it into something beautiful, even if it's just the connection with other people who have suffered in a similar way. So they know that they're not alone, they've been seen, and at least someone understands, you know? Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Kip says I cannot even see his ribs at all. This breed is standard for Belgian Melnois. I cannot say that to the life of me, but I always tell him treats for Daggin. So apparently he's been handing Daggin like handfuls of treats for me.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell we're even talking about.
Every stream I get a chance to, I always say treats for Daggin because I want to send him a super chat, but I don't know what else to say, so I say treats for Daggin. Because who doesn't love treats?
Trees. Okay.
Treats and trees. Both.
I mean, maybe the trees are treats or I don't know. I just work here.
And then we might have a problem. She actually tore out. We had this, like, I don't know if it was like a weed or like a young tree kind of growing on the side of the house or something, but she tore it out of the ground the other day. I'm just like, yeah, we're not getting any new plants in.
Getting all violent. Okay. I see a lot of people asking. Super simple way to find what you're looking for. Betterthanumber.com. First page here is all my links, right? All the way over here almost to the end. The end is the store, but right here, creators. You click on the creators button, and here's all the creators, but over here specifically are the creators who appear on this show. There's Ryan right there. You can also find Lil, Maya, AJ, Bumblebee, Kelly, Jess. We're all on this list. That's the easiest way to find all of us. Just betterthanamber.com creators. It's right there. And Lil is fighting the furniture again.
There was a string hanging down, and I'm ADHD, and it was driving me crazy, and I couldn't not snip it. This is why I keep fidget toys up here. That way I have something to keep my hands busy so I don't mess around with stuff.
Is your microphone physically sitting on your desktop?
It's over here. Like way over here.
Okay,
And
because
try to
I'm just like,
Is
I'm
that
wondering
better?
if we like put it on an arm or something, if it might not pick up less desk noise because it wouldn't be getting vibration through the surface, you know?
After I rearrange my desk, it shouldn't. I'm planning on rearranging my desk in the next like day or two. So
It's on my list too. I keep postponing it because I have other shit I want to do. Like
Yeah,
today, I'm generating the next flock of Hot Topic episodes, and there's I have a list, but there's other shit, and I'm like, I could clean my desk off, or I could do some work that might result in, you know, making some money on this channel, maybe. Which reminds me, I thought I saw a super chat go by. I did.
Jester
Okay.
did.
It was from Jester. Thank you, Jester.
Of course.
My apologies for the delay, but I very much appreciate it. Jester says, imagine God gave him those and he rejected them. Talking about Frank Turek and his top surgery. I mean, I was the God, but he still
I'll take
slighted me.
them.
Jester, if you're handing out boobies,
I'll take them.
I mean, these are not bad. You can't see them because I'm in a black dress, but they're not bad.
Oh, Jester,
But like,
check out the shirt. I had to get a mermaid skull shirt.
Mm-hmm. I love that the fins and the hair are part of the skeleton.
Oh yeah. This is the third shirt my son got me. I don't know why he got it for me either, because like Christmas is still a ways away, and my birthday is literally 3 days after Christmas. So I'm like, why didn't you just say them? He's like, because you know me. I'm like, yes, I know you, but that doesn't mean you can't keep a secret for a while.
I mean, I can relate. I have that problem too. Like I'm just so excited to give people their things. Sometimes, well, it depends, right? Because like
I'm the same
sometimes
way.
my two of my three older kids, one is in college in one direction, and one lives in a city in another direction, and so like I don't see them very often because like the older one is doing the science bean thing, and so works a lot in the lab, and it's fantastic. I'm super proud of them, but I haven't seen them since June. You know, their birthday is in August. I still have their birthday present because I haven't seen them since June. So like, sometimes you just gotta drop a present when you get the opportunity, right? Like it may be months until the next time. So here's your present early, perhaps.
Jester cracks me up.
What is Jester up to?
He's a women up in here all. Jester, look at my boobies. Look at my shirt.
Well, I mean, you know, I was kind of responding to that super chat. You were implying that you had the power to convey, so we say, chestual endowments, perhaps? Something
Yes,
like that?
I wish.
Oh goodness. It's so weird. It's so weird. So like my older daughter, you know, she's a lesbian. She had been dating a trans man for a while. She's like she's fine with everything. She's completely, on board with all the letters of the GSM community. But the subject of my physical changes came up. I think it was last year, because it's been a while since I've seen her too. College. I think she was complaining about how large her chest has gotten. And, because it starts to be a bit of a pain to keep, for bras and back pain and so on and so forth. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want gigantic boobs myself. I just want them to be like there, like evidently and undeniably there. But I don't want like Dolly Parton honkers or something. And she's like, I don't need to know. I'm like, you were just talking about yours. It's fair game.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the cringe of having parents, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess something like that. Speaking of parents, I had said this on, I think I said here yesterday. I also said on the live stream yesterday, but my mom's in the hospital. She is coming home tonight. So, yay.
Cool.
So yeah, she's okay. She's getting her tests done and then coming home. They are 99.9% sure it's not cancer, which is we are very thankful for. So, yay!
It's a good start. Okay.
Yeah, so that's something to be happy about.
That never happens around here. But off topic, Brentley asks, would kinksters be considered part of the queer community? That depends. There isn't necessarily an overlap, but there is a lot of overlap. Like, you don't have to be queer to be kinky. You don't have to be kinky to be queer. I mean, there's a whole lot of vanilla people who are still GSM, right? So it's more, there are two different spectra that intersect, right? Like, you've got the vanilla to kinky, and you've got the straight to, I guess, maximum rainbow, for lack of a better term, and like they cross. So there is overlap, but you don't have to be one to be the other, in my humble opinion. Oh, goodness.
I'm trying to get Kip up here, but she's whining and not wanting to come up.
She's too busy eating books and things. Do you think
yes, she has.
Do you think surviving is good for pets too? Like, I mean, I don't like to see pets who have been abused by past owners or neglected or whatever. But do you think they're better off surviving as opposed to not? I guess, because like I can't
I
say
think
it
so.
necessarily makes them stronger, right?
I think so, because my first, my little one, my Pixie, we got her when she was about 4-ish. She had already had puppies. She was a stray before that, but it was very, very obvious that she had what from what we understood is that she had, because somebody knew of the dog before they gave him to the pound. But there was a man and a woman, older couple. The woman was really nice. The man was not nice to her. She was terrified of my dad for years. My dad's was the most gentle soul ever. And so it was just like, it bothered me that he was so scared of her. Well, eventually she warmed up to him. But other than that, she's never been super comfortable around men. But because of that, she sticks to me like glue. And it's like, you can tell, whenever a dog just like loves you with everything they have, and that's Pixie. And Pixie's like, you are my person. You are always my person. And so I think even though she had to obviously go through something pretty horrible, she wouldn't have found me if she didn't. And I think her life is better because she did find me, if that makes sense. Because she's my baby.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so my family, the farm I grew up on, we had a habit of taking in every single stray. That was sort of our thing. Like, if someone found a cat on the side of the highway, my family was the people they called. They were like, hey, do you have room for one more cat? Kind of thing. And so we had a lot of dogs, and one of them was like terrified of people because he'd been so beaten. But at the same time, he was terrified of not being around people. Like, you couldn't leave him alone or he'd have an anxiety attack. So you had to like be present but never touch him, kind of thing, because he'd panic both ways. And it was so hard, and I felt so bad for him. So like, I can't say he's better off for that, but like, he survived, at least until he didn't. He eventually got hit by a car, which is, you know, super unfortunate. But I mean, growing up on a farm really makes you face the concept of mortality early, right? And it's a natural order kind of thing. Like, I'd say people who don't face it while they're a child have delayed development because they haven't faced it, right? It's not like you're traumatized for being a child. I mean, there is trauma involved. It's a complicated subject. The point is, dogs only go one of two ways, either suddenly via car or long lingering suffering until eventually the human steps in and stops it, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, it was like that with my cat. I had my cat for 17 and a half years. Got him when I was 12. And this is why, even though it's one of my favorite musicals, Les Mis, I still cannot stand Les Mis, is because my cat actually passed away in my lap while I was watching Les Mis. But it's one of those things that I was comforted knowing that I gave this cat was the happiest damn cat ever. And he was in his favorite place in the world. He was sleeping on my lap, which is where he loved to be. And also because my parents had me when they were older, so I had a lot of family members that passed away. Most of my grandparents died before I was 25. So because of that, I've had enough experience with it that I think when my dad passed away, even as hard as that was on us, I think I handled that with more grace than someone who has not had all that experience of having to go through it. But I mean, it's one of those things. Yeah. And one thing that, and yeah, my dad's passing away is kind of on fresh on my mind because it was on October the 25th of 2020. But is somebody told me, they said at some point you're going to be able to think about him and smile. And that's when the tide turns on how you feel. And I realized that a couple years ago when me and my mom were talking and we were laughing about something that he did. And I was just like, okay, we're going to be okay. We're going to be able to do this. And the cool thing about it is that also, like you were saying with art, that emotion plays into your art too. Because it's like you want to honor the person. You want to bring what they brought to your life. You want to show that to others as well with your art or with your crafts or whatever you do, you know?
Yeah. Like sometimes it's just a feeling. Sometimes it's a particular experience. Like you want to communicate what it feels like to be in a place. I've done this where sometimes I hybrid my my photography and my digital art, and I'll go find. Okay, here's an example. Let me share the thing, and I will show y'all what I'm talking about. And I realize there's stuff in the side chat I have to respond to. I will get to you. I haven't forgotten you. I'm just trying to like go with things here. Okay, so this is. Can I make this fit the screen better? It's Let me see what I can do here. Let me pop out the thing. And can I? No, I can't get rid of the search thing. All right. So this is from 2020. I was dying of COVID, and I'm like, I want to go see a cool thing one last time. Obviously, I survived, but it was touch and go for a minute. So this is the inside of a railroad roundhouse, right? And I'd always had this vision of producing a photo that looked like this. But I couldn't do it because this particular real railroad roundhouse from the 19th century is a couple hours away from me. And
Mhm.
I was working all the time. I never had time. I could never get there at night. I could never, on the few times I did, and there was a full moon, so I could get the image I wanted. It was cloudy and I couldn't get the image I wanted. For years I tried. So finally one day I said, fuck it. There was a big full moon that night. It didn't work out again. So I got it during the day, and I used what I know from film about day to night videography, and just
Mhm.
I arted on it to create a night scene using a day photo. And since I'm arting it anyway, I made it extra magical and made it look like the thing I had envisioned and shit.
It's fantastic. I like it.
Yeah, and it's a hybrid of photography and digital art.
That is something I would totally be like, can I please have permission to use this? Because like I can manipulate photos like mad, but I am not. It's funny for as crafty as I cannot draw. I don't do well with photographs. I can letter stuff all day long, but I can't draw and I can't letter. Or sorry,
all
I
have our
can't draw and
things.
I can't take photos. I can letter.
We all have our things. I mean, I'm envious as hell of people who are more musical than me. Like, it's not that I'm not musical, right? Like, I used to be before everything. I don't know as I'd say a professional singer, although I did get paid for it, so technically a professional, but like I was pretty good. My voice is different now and I have to like relearn how to do everything.
Yeah.
But I do have some musical ability.
Yeah.
My thing is I'm envious of the people who can like pick up one of a dozen instruments and just play any song by ear. I'm like, holy shit, that's amazing, you know? All right.
Yeah.
Now let's try to
Exactly.
catch up with the chat. Jester sends a super chat for $5. Thank you, Jester. And says, once again, I have to follow up on Antger's point. You weren't born with a gender. Someone transed you as an infant. Now, I realize everybody here realizes Jester's saying something true, but in a funny way, because Jester. But it does need to be hammered upon. No one is born with a gender identity. We learn who we are at the same rate we learn everything else about who we are. Like, which handedness are you? Which sports do you like? Which flavors? Do you like ice cream or do you like potatoes? You know, all these different things you learn about yourself. You learn about your sense of gender at the same time and in the same way. You could argue that an adult comes along and transes you, regardless of what equipment you're born with. They go, you shall be a boy or you shall be a girl. And then you grow up that way. But that doesn't mean that's who you are. That's who they're telling you to be. And some of the time they're right, but often not. It's kind of along those lines. I see people mentioning stuff about surgeries. Antger is correct. The surgeries, just like for cis people, are there for your benefit, so you feel better. They're never a thing you have to do. There's no gate you have to pass or bar you have to clear to be who you are. You are who you are, whether it's cis or trans. You don't have to do surgeries to confirm it. Those are there for you, so you feel better, like every other medical treatment, so you feel better. That's it. And yeah, I have done a lot of shows about this subject. I don't have a problem talking about it. One of my things is being an openly trans person on the internet. I don't want to be every show to be questions that I've already answered in other videos, but that's one of the things I'm here for.
That's one of the things that I have the utmost respect for you, because I know if I have a question and I come to you with it, even if I might not word it something, I'm coming from a good place because I genuinely want to learn. And it's like, okay, I don't understand this. Can you explain this to me so I can better understand where it's coming from? And you're one of the people who's like, yeah, I will sit down with you. I will explain this to you so you know X, Y, and Z and whatever else you need to know about it. Which is like it's you come across a lot of people who are just outright like, why are you asking that? That's rude, blah blah blah. Like just with me growing up and eventually getting friends who were in more diverse communities than I was, they would answer my questions because they knew I was coming from a good place, and I just might not be as I don't want to say sensitive because I try to be sensitive no matter what, but I might not have been as eloquent as I normally would be. But I know that if I have a question, I can come to you and be like, "Hey, what's up with this? I don't get this," and you'll explain it to me. So that's one of the
what I
amazing
try to
things.
do. It's fundamentally, for me at least, it's fundamentally no different than physics or evolution
Mhm.
or the shape of the earth or whatever. It's like we're just trying to just present the factual information to
Yeah.
the best of our ability, right?
Yeah.
And it's a poorly understood topic in part because there's so many people spreading deliberate falsehoods and propaganda for political reasons.
Mhm.
Sort of like
Exactly.
flat earth, young earth, anti-vax stuff, all the conspiracy theories. All the conspiracy theories are the same conspiracy theory for the same reason. But I digress.
Yeah.
My unfinished song says, Hail Ember, Lil, and Hail Surviving. By the way, the Spanish sobrevivir, I'm speaking tongues, sobrevivir. It's so hard. But the Spanish for it literally means super living. That's cool. You could be a sobrevivirer. My apologies, Spanish friends. I'm just a silly American girl. I can't pronounce anything. And here says ice cream or potatoes. What the fuck?
Okay, so even though I speak German, if it's a German word that I have not come across, okay, because the kind of German I speak is not the current modern day German, it tends to be a couple decades old. And because of some of the more modern stuff, I don't know. I literally have to sound it out, but I start from the back and work my way forward, and I usually get it. But it's still one of those things I'm like, and even that it's the S set, it's that letter that looks like a B, but it's not a B. My American brain still wants to pronounce it as a B, and I hate that.
Oh, you mean the double S character?
Yeah, the S set. It's a double S, but my brain still wants to pronounce it as a B.
I get that a lot of people do that. I don't know why. Like, I learned it as a double S, so that's just what my brain goes to.
And I will normally do the same thing, but if I'm just not paying attention to it, it'll come out as a B, and everybody's like, "Huh? I thought you spoke German." I'm like, "I do speak German. I just give me," and I don't speak it anywhere near as much as I used to. I used to speak it every single day. I don't speak it every single day, but most days still. So,
Yeah, I get that. I don't speak French or German nearly as much as I used to, and I've lost almost all of it because that's the kind of muscle you have to keep stretching and exercising and things. I mean, language is not a muscle. I'm not saying it literally. Don't come at me, young earthers. Fucking hell. So you have a letter tat?
Yeah, so I said I can letter really well. Okay, so one of my favorite, I'm a big Shakespeare buff. One of my favorite Shakespeares is Romeo and
Shakespeare in the
Juliet.
buff.
And if you look right here, it's Juliet for Juliet. Can you read
Okay.
that, or is it backwards?
It is backwards. I can make it out, but let me
Okay,
see.
hang on. Let me pull out my camera real
I
quick.
can do it. Did we both do it? I think maybe I don't know.
Okay, there. Juliet. But hang on, I got caught up. But if you flip it this way, it's Romeo. So it says Romeo one way and Juliet the other.
Oh, okay. So it's an ambigram, except it's not because it says different things.
And I drew it when I was drunk.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I can let her like nobody's business. I can't draw.
I remember reading Dan Brown. Everybody was reading the Da Vinci Code. I'm like, art and religion, suspense, horror, mystery, thriller, etc. Okay, cool. And then I found out about Angels and Demons, which in my opinion is a far superior book because there's a ton of cool physics in it. And I found out about ambigrams from that one. Well, I knew about them, but it was really described in detail in Angels and Demons. And so I was like trying to visualize what an Illuminati would look like as an ambigram. And I'm like, I mean the ILL it kind of makes sense, but they have a word say two different things depending on the direction you're reading it.
Yeah, I can usually do those. It takes me a little while. Yes, I did this one when I was drunk. It took me about 2 or 3 days to get to where it actually looked good. But
yeah, that makes sense. That it take. I mean, most good art takes a while. Like, my goodness. That's one of the reasons that I build all the assets for these shows in an iterative process, right? Like the Hot Topic banner is an evolved version. We started with the Better Than Ember banner that I've had from an earlier version of the show. And then I added Hot Topic, but off to the side. And we went through a bunch of different iterations before finally we just did that. And I say finally, but that just means that's where we are today. It's not necessarily the final form. The final form is whatever we have on the last episode, which is probably going to be when I either lose internet for financial reasons or I die. Either one could happen any day now. Who knows? Which is why we try to survive and live as much as we can every fucking day. Because sometimes we can see the end coming. And sometimes it takes us by surprise. Not to get all suddenly randomly morbid, because we're not actually at the end of the show yet. It's a thing to keep in mind, especially when you're talking about survivorship, right? Like sometimes often it's our anger about the shit that we've had to live through because someone else mistreated us that makes us want to live a better life, to be stronger. What do they say? Living well is the best revenge kind of thing.
Yes, I fixed it.
And sometimes you can vanish from the earth and come back. It's not just Jesus's, it's also Lil's, apparently.
Sorry, I just had to pop over to hell for a second. Come back, had to handle an issue.
Oh, goodness. Kip, I know Dan Brown is not great. I was young. It was a popular book. I'm like, why is it popular? I'll take a look. And
that's exactly why I read it, because everybody else was reading it, and I'm just like, okay, let me see. And Kip knows this, considering how many times I've been through his book already. I read just like crazy fast. The funny thing about how fast I read, the local library here, they literally got tired of me coming in there because I would read. I would come in and I get like 3 or 4 books from a series or whatever, and they're like, you can only take 2. I'm like, I will literally be back in like 2 days with these. They're like, there's no way. Come back in 2 days with them. And they're like, just take the rest of the series. And I'll be done in like 4 days. There was a class I took in middle school and high school that taught you to read really, really fast. And then, of course, being in college and doing history, you read a lot. So you get really quick at reading.
I just picked it up from reading a lot, but it's so weird to me. Like I've run into that too, where librarians are like, "Oh, there's no way you'll be able to get through War and Peace in a weekend. It's just not I'm like, "You're a librarian. You
Yeah. I
you
read
have faster than average reading speed,
Yeah.
right? Like you
Yeah.
understand people can read faster than the average, right?
Yeah, like Kip's book is roughly without the notes, where is it? It's 466 pages. I read it in 2 days. And then and the way that I read is I'll read it and then I'll go, instead of like reading it super carefully and make sure I get everything, I'll usually read through it like 2 or 3 times to make sure that I got everything and take notes and make sure my notes make sense and all that. Because I'm hoping to get to interview him at some point. Hopefully.
Someday.
I
know Kip is super popular these days. Everybody wants to hang out with Kip, which is fair because even though I've only gotten to hang out with Kip once, he's fun to hang out with.
Yeah. I the one time I was on a live stream with him, like, it cracked me up right before that. I got so fangirly, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, I do not do this with people. I didn't do this with Kyle the first time I met him. And keep in mind, like, I was Kyle's #1 fan from way back in the day. And I'm just like, I don't get fangirly with anybody. Why am I getting fangirly here? But
when I was younger, I never did the fangirl thing. Like I would meet local celebrities and shit, and like everyone around me would like melt like they were fucking Elvis. Like the weatherman walks into the gas station I work at to buy a pair of sunglasses, and I'm like, "Oh, nice to see you. That'll be $4.99 or whatever." Like I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my hands on the proper hormones, and my brain started working correctly.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I mean, hell, we were talking about Mamdani yesterday, I think, and somebody said something, and suddenly I got all flushy, and I got the vapors, and I'm like, what the fuck is this?
He's not. Oh, hush, Dr. Kip. He said, "Stop, I'm blushing, please." No, like, because I watched his victory speech, and I'm just like, damn, can I move to New York now?
I know. I mean, maybe that would. So New York State is a constitutionally safe state. We have the upgraded shield. We don't just have a shield law. We have an upgraded shield law in the fucking state constitution. However, that doesn't prohibit discrimination from happening. It just punishes people after the fact for discrimination.
Yeah.
It doesn't prevent assaults from happening, just like our laws about rape. Rape is illegal, but it still happens, and then people get punished after the fact, assuming the cops bother to take a report for it.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. So it's a bit of an issue. New York is safer than some states. But a reminder, around Inauguration Day, 2 tradespeople within an hour of me were killed, and someone tried for me.
Yeah.
Not safe. But in New York, with Zoran running things where they're aggressively pro-trans, maybe it would be better.
Yeah.
It'd be more expensive though, and I'm very poor, so I don't know if that would work.
I mean, and it's better than here in Texas, where, keep in mind, our attorney general is under freaking indictment right now because of shit, and it's
Again?
so on and so forth. They are literally going after parents of trans kids for child abuse.
That's going to work super well now that they passed that new constitutional parents' rights thing.
Like the thing is like it's been, and I'll tell you this, let me in here, it's been really hard for me because I'm born and bred Texas. I love Texas. I love Dallas. Dallas is where I consider my home and everything. Jess, hi.
You had your
Dallas
kids in
is where I
Texas?
consider my home. I love it, but the things that are happening, and I fully, before I say this, I fully understand my situation is nowhere near how some people's is, but it's like, I'm going to have to leave my home so I can feel safe just being who I am. And that just like it's one of those things that it's like that brings a sadness on me that I did not really think was possible, because I love Texas. I just hate the damn government here. And I hate what the government has turned some people into. And it's just like,
Well, I wonder, I don't know that it's necessarily the government has turned people into something. It's the government being evil on purpose.
yeah,
Is
but it's
giving
allowed people to
giving
be more
hateful
open
people
about it.
license to take the mask off and
Yeah,
act how they
yeah.
actually feel.
Where at least before they were kind of forced to keep it to themselves. Now they're not. And it's just like, but it's one of those things that it's like, yeah, I'm a Longhorn and I'm proud to be a Longhorn. I mean, I even have Longhorn on my cup, and it says Pat because it's with my dad's, but I've got a Longhorn on my cup. And it's one of those things that I still tell people, obviously, I'm from Texas, but I think twice before I do it. So.
Before you do Texas?
Or before I tell them I'm from Texas.
Oh, okay.
Even though, like, it was always the first thing, like, people would say where you're from. Even people, and it's the thing, I would meet people at work from, like, we'd have people coming in from, like, all over the world when I was, when I was doing my history research. We'd have people come in and work with us, and they'd be like, oh, where are you from? I'm from Texas. Wouldn't say I'm from America. I'd say I'm from Texas. And now I don't do that. And now it's almost like, do I even want to say America at this point? Because
yeah,
it's just like, it feels like that. It feels like that part of my identity has been, I don't want to say stripped, but it's been compromised kind of without, it's been compromised without my consent. That's a weird way to put it, but I'm hoping people
let's think of it in terms of a marriage, right? Like when you get into a marriage, being married becomes part of your identity. You incorporate your very close relationship with your spouse as part of who you are. I am the spouse of this person, right? That's a core aspect of identity. But then they do something, perhaps they cheat, perhaps they betray you, they break your heart, whatever. It's an involuntary sudden shift in your identity, your understanding of yourself, knowing who you are. Someone else did something that damaged that relationship, perhaps beyond repair, and it shifts your sense of self in some way. I don't know that statehood rises to that level, but there are parallels, you know?
Yeah.
You ever feel like you're just talking and nobody's listening?
I do, but I can keep, I'm trying to get Kip to sub to my to my channel and give me the ego boost that I desperately need. But no, yeah. There's so much going on right now. It's hard to keep up with everything.
It's true. It's true. I see a lot of people are still having questions. So TACUS, the Transatlantic Call-In Show. It's a show on the line. You can call in with any questions you want. Call early. They start in a couple hours today. Arden is going to be one of the hosts. I think Lux is producing. I forget who the other host is. It's not one of the common hosts that we see in regular rotation. They've been trying to get more people in recently. I understand Riverboat Jack is going to be co-hosting next week, which will be pretty neat because I've seen Jack around BreadTube a little bit, and it should be fun. Also, Forrest Velkai does have a lot of great science. I mean, he's just a fantastic science communicator in a lot of reasons, and his Sex and Sensibility upgraded video is pretty freaking comprehensive, and I love to see it. But if you simply must ask me a question, I do a show called Transfactual, which happens randomly. The next one is tentatively scheduled for Sunday, but it may pop up at any time, so make sure you've got your notifications set, where the point is to call in and ask questions.
Post it on Discord.
Post the questions on Discord?
Post it on your Discord. That way, like, we know it's coming and we can get over there.
It pops up randomly, and I don't know how to do that. Like, I could share a link, but if listen, I am in like 200 different Discords. If I try to post a link to every show I do, I will be on Discord.
No, I'm saying
all
in
day,
your
every day.
Discord. Post it in your Discord.
The people on my Discord are already notification people on this channel because you have to go through so many steps to get into my Discord.
Yeah, but they might not get the notification because YouTube is wonky.
YouTube is wonky, but I know there's a bot that does it. I don't know how to set that up. I'm not
I can do that for you.
Anyway, there's options. There's lots of places. We don't have to discuss it in every stream. I'm not averse to answering questions because just like being an atheist, that's part of what I'm here to do, to be visible, right? Like I didn't care about my life before I started. Now I worry about losing it. When I get death threats, I worry because I started to like my life now and I'd like to keep doing it for a bit. But I said if I'm done for either way, I may as well talk about the experience so other people know, whether they're cis or trans, they might understand this better and talk about it as I go so that it shines a light on what it is, what it's like, what it means, and so forth. And holy shit, I found out stuff about myself I never expected to. For example, I did not know when I started this that I was intersex. Like many intersex people, I didn't find out till later in life when it suddenly became an issue. In my case, it was changing over my legal documents. You know, that's a part of the social transition that most trans people do before we even get to medical stuff, is we start changing our names and our documents and so forth. I couldn't change a gender marker on my documents because I was assigned female at birth. Well, that was curious. So I looked into it and I looked into it and I looked into it and I kept hitting dead ends and dead ends and dead ends. And finally, from other sources, I found out I'm an intersex person. And that explained a lot. When I was born, they threw female on the paperwork, but then they did the thing that they so often do with intersex babies, is a doctor just picks a box and does a surgery, sometimes doesn't even tell the parents. If my parents are to be believed, they weren't consulted. They didn't even know. I'm not sure if I believe them about that, but according to them, they did not know. And that explained quite a lot.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another time. The point is, we find out a lot of shit about ourselves, more than we may have bargained for when we go on these journeys of exploration.
Yeah.
And that too can be kind of surviving. You know?
Can I ask a slightly off-topic question? What flowers are on your hat? Because those are so pretty. I've been trying to figure it out, and I'm terrible with flowers.
I don't actually know which ones these are. Let me see if I can find. So some flowers I have specifically because of like these flowers are because of the color. I know the little purple ones are roses. I don't know what these are. A relative of daisies, perhaps. I know this is baby's breath, and I know this isn't actually on a hat right now, but these are lilacs because I got them and I made this flower crown myself. And that's what it's for. I also have cherry blossoms on another hat that I can't quite reach, but I'm not sure what these are. I just wanted blue flowers, and the fact that it had butterflies too was fantastic.
I have Lego black roses.
That's been on my, in fact, it may be on So on betterthanember.com, at the very bottom of the front page, there's ways you can, okay, it's not quite at the bottom. It's support Ember's efforts. There's my medical GoFundMe, which I need to change soon because now we're reaching the point of Ember can't afford rent. So fuck the medical bills. I need to not die. I'll get to it though. Patreon, Cash App, Venmo, Ko-Fi, and then my Amazon wish list. And there's a few random things in there. Someone suggested I should put a teleprompter in there for producing regular videos. That's why I have a wish list, but every so often somebody will suggest a thing and I'll put it on the wish list because I can't afford anything.
Mhm.
But anyway, I digress. I got to scroll back a ways to see where I found these flowers. I wonder, is there a way to search all orders? Let's try blue flowers and see what happens. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that brings me to my blue flower petal earrings, which I almost put on today. But this says these are called June Bloomy Rose Flower Leaves. Whatever the fuck that means. They don't look like roses to me. Shoot, I need a plant person because they're almost like lilac blooms, but they're bigger, right? They've got the 4 leaves and the little stamen thing in the middle. I know it's a real flower. Magnolia, maybe? Fuck, I can't recall. I don't know it. Not off. I mean, I've seen them, but I don't know it. You know?
Yeah.
It's rough. I'll see if I can do like a bigification thing, right? Like, so see, they have the 4 petals and then the little thingy in the middle. These ones are made of cloth, obviously, so they don't wilt, but
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Goodness. Jester knows. Titan. Damn it, Titan. Titan is the plant genetics person. Among the mod powers, of course. My goodness.
Plants are one of the few things, because like I've got a little bit of experience in a lot of science. I've got a lot of experience in some science and with other fields too. Plants, no. Like, that's why I have Lego black roses, because I can kill a cactus in Texas. I have the blackest thumb in the world. I have to have Lego plants or I will kill it.
I mean, it happens. I don't know. I grew up on a farm, so like plants don't survive because I get hungry. I'm like, if I dig up this root, it's edible.
It is a sacrifice they have to make.
Well, I mean, they don't get much choice in it, but yes.
No, they don't. But do sacrifices usually get much choice? No.
Somebody
it is a sacrifice to the ember.
Oh no, we're gonna make an aroma pleasing unto the Lord, aren't we?
No, you're not, because you got this.
Oh, what's this? What's this? Could it be the Yahweh away nil scented soy candle? I'm trying to find the link at the same time I'm saying the thing, and I am not good at that. Available on the Ember store. We've got merch, folks. And I realize, you know, I am very poor. I expect many of you are also very poor.
Is I still haven't lit it on fire because I quit smoking about 3 years ago and I switched to vapes and I cannot find a lighter anywhere. Can't even find a match in my house.
I had the same problem. I have one lighter next to my desk so I can light birthday candles for the kids.
I don't even have that. I literally have to go to the store.
I quit, I got rid of all my lighters. And then the next kid to have a birthday, I'm like, I don't have a lighter. We have to use the stove.
Pretty, yeah. Yeah, the
So
only thing
I got a lighter for birthday candles.
the only thing that we would need it for would be the fireplace, but the fireplace has an automatic lighter on it. It's got like the spark and stuff for it. No lighters anywhere in my house. Can't find them anywhere. And I'm the kind of person that when I smoked, I literally had like 2 in my pocket. I had like 3 in my purse. I had like 2 in like every other bag I carried, like 6 in my car. But I'll tell
Yeah,
you
'cause
this, quitting smoking was the
you never wanna
hardest
have no lighter.
damn thing I've ever done. That
It's
was
rough.
so hard.
I mean, I'm hopeful because I've been stepping down on nicotine
So
content.
have
I'm
I.
down to 0.015%, which is low as I can reasonably get it without it's effectively 0. So I'm hoping I can just
Yeah.
put the damn thing down and never pick it up and never have a problem.
Yeah, like
But
I've
I'm
gotten
not quite mentally there yet.
yeah, that's like because like I've been stepping it down to where I can go longer and longer without getting a headache. And because the thing is nicotine withdrawal headaches can also lead to migraines, which I don't want.
Oh,
So
yes.
so
And
if I
that's
start
an
getting
issue
into
too.
slight headache, I'll grab it. But I've got it set so low that like it just gives me just enough to stay off the headache. So
Yeah, that's the main thing. And to everybody who's been wondering over all this time, that's why I'm constantly puffing on this thing and have been for months, because every time I start to get comfortable, I cut the dose in half. Every time. So I'm always at I can't quite get enough, but I'm not quite at the level of getting a headache until I
yeah.
start to adapt. And so I've been
Yeah.
like force adapting myself step down by step down over the course of
Yeah. Oh, I hear him.
Oh. Spooky says that candle better grant eternal damnation for $17. Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? If I'm going to hell, I will save you a seat. And then, considering the fact I'm Lilith, I will have the throne so I can sit you next to me, which will make you royalty. How about that?
I mean, sure. All right, so we need to wrap up the show. We are at time, but real quick.
I want that shirt.
Ember store, betterthanember.com. All the stuff. The Javan Jugs mug designed by Jess of How to Rule an Asteroid. St. Paul's biblically accurate crop top and hoodie. You are cordially invited to shut the fuck up. That is an actual biblically accurate interpretation of a translation of a copy of a letter that's probably a forgery, but it's from an apologist, so it's scriptural. You can count on that. And there's a bunch of other things. We're just here for the tangents, but what we're here for today is the Yahweh Away nil scented soy candle. This unscented soy candle will fill your space with the aroma of Nil, the great not God and creator of creator gods, protecting you from Yahweh, Jehovah, Jesus, Allah, and all those other evil spirits that crave the scent of burning flesh. Banish dark gods with your own pure light. Get the Yahweh Away nil scented soy candle.
Mm-hmm.
I need to record that as an actual ad because that is too fucking funny. In my humble opinion. But these products, the fourth wall apparently makes some good stuff. I'm told the shirts are comfy.
Mm-hmm.
But they will only let me price the stuff so low. So shrug. Like,
yeah. I'll tell you the thing that I love about the hoodie is it's not too hot. Like, you know how sometimes when you put on hoodies and it's so thick and it's just like, oh my god, this is so warm. This hoodie's not like that, but it's not thin. It's perfect. It's smack dab in the middle. It's exactly what you want in a hoodie. And they fit great.
I'm glad you like it. I can't even afford my own stuff, but we do what we can. Alrighty, folks, it is time for us to boogie along. Remember, TACUS, the Transatlantic Call-In Show, 3 p.m. Eastern, over at the Line. People have dropped the link in the chat, but it's not hard to find. Just look for Takis or The Line or whatever. It's there. Call in early if you have questions, or stay tuned. I'll do another Transfactually soon TM. That shows for questions, and theoretically the call-in should work this time, which will be a nice touch. And there's other resources all over the internet as well. But as far as today, be empowered that you have survived this far. You have made it further into the future than any human who's ever lived before. And that alone is something to be proud of. Before we go, I do, as always, want to recognize our super chatters, because that is literally how I keep the lights on, and I very much appreciate it. And so Jester sent $5 twice. Thank you, Jester. And the first time, Jester said, imagine God gave him those Frank Turek's boobies, and he rejected them. I mean, I was the God, but he still slighted me. And the second one, Jester said, once again, I have to follow up on Aunt Drew's point. You weren't born with a gender. Someone transed you as an infant, which is technically correct from a certain point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you all so much for joining. Thank you, Lil, for being here. Ryan for being on earlier. All you folks in the chat. We tangent. It's what we do. But I think we covered some pretty important parts of this topic today. Remember, tomorrow, it's Feminist Friday, and we're talking about equivalence, inequality, sort of thing. The episode title is same, but you might get a better sense from the thumbnail art, which is women's armor in video games. Men get big beefy plate mail armor, women get a bikini, and it's the same armor. It's as an example. So that's the main subject for tomorrow. There's probably more, but I need to shut up and get the fuck off the air. So thank you all so much for joining. We will see you again very, very soon, possibly at random at any given moment. You never know. And as always, remember, you don't have to pretend the shit you've gone through is so that some magic spirit can have glory and shit. It's up to us to make the best of our own lives, both the good and the ill, because you are better than religion. Toodles.
Cheers.
Thanks to all our patrons and top-level members for October. Miranda, Karen Butcher, Jessica the Transmetal Alchemist, Robin Webster, Maya Adkison, Jimmy Tux, Ian Chen, Kalasia, Lilith, The Barely Bearable Atheist, Eric Wander, Jason Jacoby, Godless Engineer, Jester, Lil of All Trades, Deviant Outcast, and Kelly King, the Detroit Atheist Queen. And you can add your name here next month by signing up at patreon.com/betterthanember, or by joining Emberships here on YouTube at the Cinder level, which includes all the custom emojis, tons of member-exclusive content, member-only live streams, and a bunch of other stuff. I deeply appreciate all the supporters who keep this channel going. Thank you all so much. Because of you, we're building a wonderful community that I'm very proud of.
Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now.